You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football and Turkish Super League podcast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. Welcome to a brand new edition of Turkish Football and Turkish Super League podcast. Next 15 minutes, we'll recap what happened in the week 29, and we'll preview matches coming up this weekend, starting on Friday in the week 30. As we go into the last 9 weeks in the Turkish Super League, things are getting tight and very tight. Top and the bottom. But before that, let's talk about the Fenerbahce, that's the only team that represents Turkey in the European competitions. On this past Thursday, before the week 29, they played a away match against Royal Union Saint, and they beat them in Belgium 3-0. Their game is coming up tomorrow on Thursday in Istanbul. So with that 3-0 score in a away match, they're very comfortable to move to quarterfinals in Europa Conference League. We congratulate them being in the Turkish as a Turkish team in the European competitions. In the week 29, ladies and gentlemen, after week 28, one of the lowest scoring weekend was it with 17 goals, but things were different in the week 29. Yes, in the week 29, there were 39 goals scored. Yes, and the week 29 started with a bang. On Friday, Galatasaray was at home against Rizespor. Galatasaray scored 6 goals. Yes, they beat Rizespor 6-2. And the competition on top is between, I've been saying this all along, it's between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. As we go into last 9 weeks in the Turkish Super Leagues, and it's going to be tough going because where you look at it every day, one of those teams' officials talk about how bad is the referees and also the Turkish Football Federation. So they're making announcements every day against each other. This has to stop because this is not going anywhere between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. They're making things harder outside a pitch while the players playing their matches. One thing that I have to agree though, as I said last weekend, I've been saying this on my podcast, every game, every weekend, doesn't matter what team, the referees are calling bad calls. Yes, that is the real thing. Turkish Football Federation, I've been saying this, has to do something about the Turkish referees. They are under the influence when they play against the home team. The home team crowd controls the Turkish referees. They shouldn't be doing that. The reason why they're doing that, because they have not managed to ref big games in the Turkish Super League. It is going to be tough. That is why I said this league is going to finish, but down the line, as we go into 9th weekend, when that derby match comes between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, 1 week before the end of the season, a lot of things could happen before that. Only we know one thing: the competition on top is between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. There's no other team that is going to catch them. For third place, Beşiktaş tried to do it. Beşiktaş this weekend played awful in Gaziantep. Yes, Gaziantepspor beat Beşiktaş. After that loss, Beşiktaş, I don't think they could even make the 5th place. Trabzon right now in the 3rd place. After Fernando Santos come in the game, Beşiktaş hasn't scored many goals. Beşiktaş, I don't know what kind of play they play when they go on the pitch. All of the players look really bad. So overall, week 29, it was good for Fenerbahce and Galatasaray first on Friday after beating Rizespor 6-2. The gap was up to 5 points, but that gap closed after on Sunday. Fenerbahce beat Pendikspor 4-1. Now, in this match, even in Galatasaray Rizespor match, even in other matches, the talk of the town, like I said before, it was the Turkish referees. Every team is complaining about the Turkish referees. Finally, I think Turkish Football Federation and a referee committee in Turkish football has to do something about this. Things are not looking good. So week 29 ended, and week 30 will start on Friday. Before that match, tomorrow in Istanbul, Fenerbahce will host their Europa League second leg match against Royal Union Saints, and they are in advantage with 3-0 score in the first leg. So pretty much we could say after Thursday we could see Fenerbahce in the quarterfinals in the Europa Conference League. Good luck to them on Thursday. Week 30 starts on Friday. We're going to last 9 weekends. So week 30 starts on Friday. There are 2 matches on Friday. And in the week 30, there are a lot of teams still in the danger zone, right above the relegation zone. So this weekend should be very, very difficult for those teams because their points are so close to each other. Fatih Karagümrük with 29 points will host Konyaspor, who is in the relegation zone with 32 points. That should be a very, very important match for both teams. Second match on Friday, Pendikspor, the team who has only 26 points, who are in the relegation zone, will host the last team in the Turkish Super Lig, who has 13 points, Istanbulspor. So Istanbulspor is pretty much done with Turkish Super League. Pendikspor, on the other hand, they need to win this match. On Saturday, we have 4 matches. Alanyaspor, another team with 36 points, against the Kayserispor, who has 36 points. Even these teams with 36, 39 points, if they don't win their matches, they will be still in the danger zone. Ankaragücü, the team who's in relegation zone, with 30 points, will be at home against Başakşehir. Başakşehir has 42 points. It's do or die match for Ankaragücü in Ankara. Beşiktaş, the team that lost against Gaziantep last weekend, will be at home against Antalya. Antalyaspor is coached by former Beşiktaş player, Beşiktaş coach Sergen Yalçın. This is not going to be easy. That is why I said I don't even think Beşiktaş could finish in the 5th place end of the season. Not the way they play. The last match on Saturday, Adana Demirspor, who has 36 points, will have Sivasspor at home, and Sivasspor with 38 points. Very important matches. So Saturday matches, it is going to be a fight for relegation zone. On Sunday, there are 4 matches. The weekend of the match will be between Trabzonspor and Fenerbahce. We'll get to that. Rizespor will be at home against Gaziantep. Gaziantep, after winning against Beşiktaş with their new coach, former national team coach, former national team player, and Galatasaray player, Selçuk İnan. He's the new coach for Gaziantep, but Rizespor is much better team with 39 points. Gaziantep, who's in relegation zone, with 31 points. Kasımpaşa, who has been doing really good in the last 4 or 5 weeks, Kasımpaşa with 43, will host Galatasaray. This will be an early match before the Fenerbahce match. Kasımpaşa is a good team, and this will be very tight match for Galatasaray because even though they won against Rizespor, Galatasaray did not play 100% better. So Kasımpaşa is a good team. We might see a tie in this match. In Hatayspor, the team who's in relegation zone will host Samsunspor. Hatay with 30 points and Samsunspor with 36 points. The last match of the weekend, week 30, Trabzonspor will host Fenerbahce. Trabzonspor is in third place with 49 points. Fenerbahce is in second place with 76 points. The top team in the Turkish Super Lig is Galatasaray. They are with 78 points. They score 64 goals and 17 allowed goals. Fenerbahce, on the other hand, they score much better goals. They have 76 goals in 29 matches, and they allowed only 23. Galatasaray is the team that allowed the least goals in the Turkish Super League so far. So in the week 30, you will see a lot of games that is going to be fight tight because teams who are trying to get out of the relegation zone and then the teams that who is in relegation zone, they have matches against each other. On the other hand, the top teams are playing against good teams. It is going to be a very tough. The gap on top is 2 points. Galatasaray with 78 points and Fenerbahce with 76 points. After week 30, the Turkish Super League will have a national team break until April, I believe, the first weekend of the April. And we have also the Turkish Super Cup match will be playing in April 7th in Urfa, the Super Cup match that did not play from last season. So it is going to be a very tough going for week 30 for a lot of teams. And the bottom of the barrel, which is, as you know, 4 teams are going to be saying goodbye to Turkish Super League. The last team, Istanbulspor, with 13 points. The 19th place team, Pendik, with 26. 18th place team, Fatih Karagümrük, 29. And 17th place, Hatayspor, with 30. And 16th place, Ankaragücü with 30. 15th place, Gaziantep with 32. Gaziantep with 31. And Konyaspor with 32. There are other 4 teams with 36 points. Kayserispor, Alanyaspor, Samsunspor, and Adana Demirspor. So it is the week 30 will be the turning point for some of the teams that are in the danger zone and relegation zone. As I said, pretty much the Istanbulspor, the last team in the Turkish Super League, is pretty much done in the Turkish Super League. Pendikspor, Fatih Karagümrük, Hatayspor, and Ankaragücü. It is a must-win for them if they want to try to get out of that relegation zone and make a move on top. And then the other teams with 31, 32, and 36 points. As we go into last 9 weeks in the Turkish Super League, they need to win their matches. So listen to my podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcast, follow me at X and Facebook. See you next time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I like to hear from your comments. Thank you. Bye-bye.